Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you today. And thank you all guys for all your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and your comments. I really appreciate and enjoy talking with you all. If you need any services from me, my email, my website are below, twinflames3344.com and at gmail.com. And again, I want to remind you I have a CD out there called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. If you'd like to support me by buying a song, it's available in most of the places you have access to, like iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, and CD Baby. Okay, and if you have any questions that are not clear down below or on my website, just drop me an email. Okay, so here is the Divine Masculine read for today. It's the Divine Masculine Twin Flame read, but again, it does apply to the masculine within the feminine as well. It is June 15th, 2019. Happy birthday, Jimmy, my brother. I love you. It is my brother's birthday, and it's the 15 of the devil, or the shadow side. But of course, we know that we all experience those kind of energies every day in our daily energy. It is a 6, so it is involved with love, family, and community. All the normal things that we do every day. There's always a shadow and a light positive aspect to everything that we do. The day adds up to 33-6, which is the Christ vibration. It's also the 7 of Wands, which is standing up for yourself without being defensive, all right, or without being triggered. If you need to be triggered, then walk away from the situation and go do some shadow work. Go back to your childhood, see where that entry point is to that wound. So we have a 6 and a 6. So it's all about that love, family, and community with the devil and the 7 of Wands. But it's standing up to the devil, to that shadow side of yourself. Oh, I had really cool pictures this morning of the sun. Every day now, they're so cool. The colors are just unbelievable. But I was getting like literally a rainbow in the sun today, which I've never gotten that before. So let's see, where's a good picture of it. So you can get a good idea of it here in this picture, but this streak of rainbow was like in every picture. It wasn't just like the reflection of the camera. It was coming in all of the pictures that I was taking of the sun. So, I mean, that's it from far away, okay? So it was really, I don't know if you can get the rainbow color really well on this. But anyway. You get the idea. What did I have yesterday too? The sun has just been so beautiful. Like, look, this was yesterday. Look at the rainbow colors. I didn't do anything to this picture. Okay? And so much rainbow color around it. Okay, so let's get into this read. It was done at 8:58 this morning. You'll have to excuse me, I was doing some cleaning since then, which was good because I don't always get this cleaning done. And 8:58, 58 is that 4 of Swords, getting your rest and relaxation, but also your meditation, connecting in the 5D. The major arcana for the read today were Karma, which is like the Judgment card, Solar Deity, which is the Sun, Abundance, which is the Empress, which also can represent Gaia. And then Shadow, so we have the Devil card here, which represents the date today, and then Starseed, which is the Fool in the traditional deck. The cards were 1 Cup, 3 Pentacles, 2 Wands. There were no swords in the masculine read in this read today. That was this morning. And the Court cards were Knight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and then the after the read cards, because I have 2 today, were the 9 of Pentacles, which I often see as a person, and then the King of Wands, Shaman, in this deck. Alright, so we had the Knight of Wands, which the masculine sees as himself today, and the Queen of Pentacles, it was in the position of what he needs to clear today, but it very much represents the Divine Feminine, but there can be 2 Queen of Pentacles in this read for sure. And it was all about mothers and daughters and mothers and children, so there can be all sorts of dynamics going on here in this situation for the masculine. The numbers and the coding were all about abundance and persevering today. So I always like to think of the acting industry in reference to this, in reference to perseverance. It's the ones that persevere that make it. They never give up. They just keep going because it's something they love to do. Same thing here for you guys. The numbers were 5, 8, 9, and 22. 10 as well. 99, so there were 2 9s in the read. The sequence 8, 9, 10, begin again. And then 132 as well as 3, 2, 1, start or begin. So it's really time. It's interesting that we have 8, 9, 10 and then 3, 2, 1 because they both come to the same spot. So it's like backing into something and one person coming forward and the other one backing up. So that's kind of cool. So the message here about abundance and perseverance, 5 stars came up here in the coding, as well as the 8 of crystals, which is all about work and the details, aligning yourself and cracking codes. There was something about the Eiffel Tower came up, as well as the Hermit on a quest, a 5-star quest of wise, clear crystals, and blue tinged, which was interesting that came up blue. But BL, the coding came up too, which I'm going to give you some of those acronyms and things that it stands for. Also, so overall, 5 stars, Hermit, wise one, collective consciousness, is so hardworking, the wise boo. It was like coming up, because BL, one of the meanings of BL is boy's love, which was reflecting to me in the place where it would be the boo, the boyfriend. So 5-star, Hermit or wise one or collective consciousness, so hardworking, the wise boo. So it's like telling the divine masculine, you have to see how hard your divine feminine's been working for you to appreciate who she is to you. Also, some of the meanings of BL. Black line was a stock that came up, and actually it's the 6th straight day in a row of gains for that stock. If you're interested, black line. It also means Boston Legal, and also it came up under BL was weird because it was about Japan. All right, and that's where, you know, there's a lot of news headlines right now. In Japan, that's the modern term for Shuenanai. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but that's the translation of boy's love, like your boo. Bachelor of Law, the postal code in the UK and in the Manchester area. Bakerloo line, the subway, also St. Bart's country code. In math, BL is referencing logic, which came up the other day in a coding too about logic. So this is very important for the masculine. And also medically, BL is one of the acupuncture points, like BL 34 or 54. Also body language, Burke's lymphoma, that might relate to someone. Borderline leprosy, basically. Borderline lepromatous, I'm not sure how they pronounce it, but borderline leprosy was coming up. And that's interesting because I definitely saw a past life of leprosy. So any of the symptoms or the illness around leprosy may come up for you as kind of like a shadow of it. Physics, B-L also comes up. And then black light is BL. And the definition for the black light is a lamp near ultraviolet range of light. So not actually in the ultraviolet range of light, but near it. Black light. So that's coming up as like dark and light, black light. Also, BL is the abbreviation for blind in Braille. And I just watched a movie last night about someone who was blind. What was the movie? I'm just blanking out on the, it's a famous opera singer. The Music of Silence was a beautiful movie. Also, when I put the coding into the online system, just the top header was actually the number spelled out 8. And it was Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Wiki. So exvius.gamepedia.com. And the description underneath 8 was 5-star young man in a world, and I'm just summarizing here, in a world divided into 4 nations. So each had a unique who have unique crystals. And he was the 8 person, is Agito Cadet. He's calm and collected, never allows his emotions to impair his own judgment. Okay, so the logical man. So coming up for the masculine. And also in crystal-reflections.com, just the definition of the 8 of Wands was coming up as the receiver from above and the transmitter to below. So getting right into the read, the underlying energy came up like this with karma and the 5 of orbs, or the 5 of swords behind it. Okay, so karma is usually the judgment card, but in this deck it's more about the lotus and the opening of the crown. But karma, and then we have the 5 of orbs behind it, which for me is brain wars, you know, because it's about fear and the war within that creates all the wars without. So that's the underlying energy. Definitely karma, and could be karmic retribution, it could be getting revenge. There's definitely enemy energy that came up here at the beginning of the read. Some of the signs that we started out, the underlying energy, were Aries upright, Libra reversed, Aquarius upright, and Taurus. As we start, karma of the enemy. It was just 1122, which is justice of the fool, taking that leap of faith. Okay? Karma of the enemy. Clearly a quest in the downturn must spend more to be the emperor. Karma is a decision to fight for. And the word sought came up. Or a quest, okay? And he's coming up as his own worst enemy, because in the need to control, it's like the gambler who keeps spending when they're down, and we're showing a downturn in the market, which is kind of what it was referencing. It doesn't have to be the market, but just a downturn of luck or the energies right now. The Emperor's coming up upright, but they have control issues, right? Because they're always upright if things are in control, but if things get out of their control, it messes them up because they can't deal with not being in control. So there's an issue there. Just like the gambler who keeps spending when it's down, if things are in a downturn right now, the Emperor feels like he has to get in while it's good, as opposed to waiting for the energies to turn around and be more in his favor. So instead of waiting for the energy to change, he is resisting the current. The Hierophant is peeking out behind the King of Wands, snooping or sniffing around, as the Knight of Wands comes up behind the enemy and rushes them to get to the truth, the triumph, taking over. So there could be a takeover here. The crown, taking over the crown to shame the Emperor. Is the Knight of Wands rushing in to help the enemy or save the day? Or is he the enemy? Or is he the King of Wands and or Hierophant hiding behind a child in order to get the scoop on things? Decrowning the Emperor, taking the throne. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves. So that came up right there. It came up again too. We turn the page, it's 940. 9 of the Hermit, of the Wise One, being alone. Also can be Virgo energy. And then 40 of the Page of Cups. All right, that innocent love of the child. So gypsies, tramps, and thieves. And then I was getting, and they lay their money down. Okay, so I was referencing to gambling again. So definitely maybe someone who's gambling, or just someone who's overspends. And if you read the lyrics, you know, Cher talks about growing up, you know, like a gypsy, and how people don't trust you, but they're certainly willing to come into the gambling game at the end of the night, right? With the gypsies, you know, because they want some action, but they would never deal with them in public, right? So you might want to read those lyrics. They may relate to something you're going through right now. But stealing behind the scenes is going on, or shameful activities of the Emperor, normally truth on a stick, or now the Emperor's getting old and losing his mind a little bit. There may be an interrogation, enemy going to get the truth out of him if the last thing he does, call him on his shit, or a negative past that needs to come out. The Emperor with a karmic past returns to haunt him. The King of Wands reversed, possibly wanting revenge, but religious leader may be behind it all. Or this religious leader can be a marriage, or a Taurus, or just the establishment in general are behind all of this. Grounding and integrating under a tree speaking up, spreading word of the full moon coming to bring things to light, to completion, to release the negative emotions welling up inside, making you uncomfortable, the man in control. So one of the underlying energies that came up was to let go of control issues. Dogs howled and lobsters join in too at the full moon, you know. The lion, the bull, and mommy's minions are being used. And Pisces reversed and Cancer upright came up here. The divine masculine may find his parents using him as a tool, or have in the past, or maybe even from childhood. They used him as a tool to get what they wanted. Are they protecting him, or are they protecting their investment? Uncomfortable feelings to address or undress. Also, children put between parents for leverage. Past life relationships comes up for the masculine, and beneath that was true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. Then safe to love. It is safe for you to love, divine masculine. And then past life relationship. Okay. The King of Pentacles, superhero, saving others or using intimidation or manipulation to show them how they need him to save them. Or is it the victim who is the manipulator, pretending to be helpless so someone else will save them and do all the work? My hero. Okay, and then Leo is coming up around that energy. The harsh truth out in front of the children of how they've been living in an abusive situation and not even knowing it. Romantic ties and longing to be seen, tackling the beast and being tackled, palmed or hit, controlled, hit, put down, smothered, defanged, told you're ugly, not perfect enough, fix your clothes, wax your hair, what's wrong with you? Human. Okay, so then I was getting the hue of the man coming up. So what's wrong with you? That you're human, you know? Fix yourself. Always people having problems with the fact that we're human beings, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So don't let other people say that you're less than perfect just as you are. The 8 and the U of the man, which is like the U or the cup sitting in a chair waiting to be filled. The balanced, logical man sitting there waiting for his cup to be filled. Isn't that the template of the man, that the woman serves him? The flame behind him as karmics control and manipulate him, fix him, make it all better, create the boo-boo so then they can patch it up and they can now be the savior. Karmic with matching garments to prove you go together, trinkets, where your twin matches you perfectly. You don't need things to prove it. 2 as 1 inside and out. Red bottom shoes and expensive boots don't make you more authentically you. People together knowing they'll change. They'll get it one day. I see their potential, but do you see them for who they are today in this moment? Do they reflect who you want to be, your best self? Are they positive, happy, energy that's sincere and authentic and really support your best interest? As we turn the page, it's 10:14. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, and 14 is the Temperance card, the angels, being patient and balanced. Happy ending comes up for the masculine, which is number 63, which is the 9 of Swords, or it says the purging cycles. There's a happy ending within the purging cycles. And then underneath that was Follow Your Dreams, 85, which is a 4 overall. So find your stability within your heart in order to follow those dreams. Okay. So the Page of Wands came up reversed here. Uninspired, Hermit, or Queen of Pentacles reversed, lacking faith. The Knight of Swords moving in too fast may fall on their face. The lonely or wise, the foolish or faithless, the uninspired, unruly, the impatient, the truth teller. Both the wise hermit and confident messenger of truth may have good intentions, but are also human. And Virgo upright and Aries reversed comes up here. Fall and lose faith. As humans, we fall and we lose faith and inspiration. New passion that inspires, the Page of Swords, which can be a message or a child or some news that comes out. But this new passion that inspires the Page of Swords could be the downfall of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, because then she becomes ungrounded hearing this news due to news that possibly stings or is harsh. Using the child or the candy striper to buffer the pain, sugarcoat to help the medicine go down instead of the simple truth that needs to be processed, sugarcoating only slows down the process of healing. And that goes for sugar literally as well. Be kind and speak your truth and allow the chips to fall where they may. They may react now, but later will not be able to fault you for kind truth spoken. The rest is out of your hands. And then I was getting the words from Jesus Christ Superstar as Jesus saying, your words, not mine. Out of the mouths of babes. And Spirit's connecting with me. The Emperor's in control, clearly wanting to start a fight to put the Queen of Pentacles reversed in an uncomfortable, ungrounded place. Past life karma of Leo tackling the boar, parenting an adult or grown child. Children parenting their parents. Recently, for the masculine, they're choosing a path of imbalance and trapping self instead of getting their wish, or imprisoning another in order to get their wish. The Emperor, and Sagittarius reverse comes up here. The Emperor may be refusing to walk away or go within, right, because that might be below the Emperor, allowing himself to live in a prison with that poker face, or choosing the left way, the feminine way, impatient angel hostage, or leaving impatience behind to release hostage, ungrounded, Queen of Pentacles reverse. Face uncomfortable situation so that both of you can be released. The foundation for the masculine is dumping a load, burdens, hard labor, or confessing, climbing out of the dark with one flame and a little bit of light. That's all it takes. Divine feminine may be drained or sick, but connecting to heal and shine light until it gets brighter. So that might be an example to the masculine. Gemini upright, Leo reversed, Aquarius upright, and Leo upright all come up here. Centrally is the sun, or the solar deity in this deck, exposing it all. The Knight of Wands rushing back to accept offer of a new life, not aligning with home, or not working, or can't focus on work at home or in a marriage, or working on home or marriage, but it's not working out. Possibly needing financial assistance to fix home or to move out to a new start. The challenge being the details, the crystal work. The Knight of Pentacles expressing feelings defenseless to twins and or kids. And this very much can be the feminine as well, this Knight of Pentacles. But they may be expressing feelings about feeling defenseless to the twin situation, to the children, to the 4D bridge, the purgatory. Destined to be schooled by the messenger of truth. Injured and left behind, looking back in separation back then. As I turn the page, it's 10:51. Again, that's the Wheel of Fortune, Destiny, and 51 of the King of Swords. And King of Swords can definitely come up in this read as the masculine. Aquarius comes up too, but I was getting more of the Aquarius as the Emperor, which can be the masculine, or they could be two separate people. There's a King of Swords. I don't know if they all came up in some clarifiers, but the King of Wands came up as behind the scenes, like kind of sneaking around. And then there's the Emperor, and then the King of Swords, who's just out there, outright. But 51 here is the King of Swords. An Aquarius enemy may just take what they want impatiently, whether or not this person wants to be taken prisoner. Could be Virgo or Aries, female, ungrounded with 1 to 3 kids. Gemini upright, Leo reversed. Aquarius upright could be dumping everything on a Knight of Wands. If he thinks he knows it all, so this is like the Knight of Wands coming up to the Emperor, and the Emperor getting defensive to him. Like, because this is the older man being insulted, saying, like, if you think you can do it better. So this is what I was getting at the time. If he thinks he knows it all, be my guest. Here's your new life. So Leo Gemini may be joining together with Aquarius. I was getting like the Leo Gemini, probably a female, although it could be a male. But female joining with an Aquarius, exposing all that's not working at home. Rejection of an offer put out there to wrap things up, complete, or rejecting what's been put out there about the 5D world. The masculine's issue is Leo, ego, or exposure of home life not working. An offer that he received. Could be an offer of a new life or love. And even though he rejected, the King of Cups is it the King of Cups? I think it's the King of Cups. Even though rejected, the King of Cups putting it out there about the 5D, where the Divine Masculine has been injured and left behind in the past, twins getting schooled divinely by the messenger of truth, harsh words triggering Divine Masculines past to come up as workhorse in heated exchange of defenselessness and feeling attacked when offering love to twin at work, or kids not getting along at work, or Divine Masculine felt defenseless to the Divine Feminine's offer of love, the Knight of Pentacles help or work, to the King of Swords secretly, or to work on psychic abilities, but the King of Swords is cold or stone cold, wanting to labor or work hard to feel like he's really working to create a legacy for his kids and family. His challenge is the Divine Feminine Knight of Pentacles, expressing defenselessness to his energy, but then feels she's on the attack when schooling Divine Masculine for what he's done, hurting him, when the truth is she's talking about the collective journey and the wounds that need to be cleared. That getting triggered is the clearing process, and you only get triggered because your own subconscious wounds radiated out to pull in the trigger, to bring the subconscious wound up to the consciousness in order to release it for good. Now crowning. So this was the challenge, is the Eight of Crystals card. Okay. So now crowning the reed is abundance, or the Empress. Mother Nature with open arms. The Queen of Pentacles, stable but losing money, power, or independence. Or 3 generations of women. The Empress, the Queen of Pentacles, and daughter who spends all the money. Those teens. Okay? So in this situation here, in the crowning position, the Empress can be all of these people. The Empress can be the Queen of Pentacles, and she can be the Sovereign Nine of Pentacles as well. They can all be her, but they can also be 3 separate people. They can be 3 generations of earth signs, basically. But there could be 2 Queen of Pentacles too, one that came up reversed in the underlying energy, and then one that came up upright in the reed. Just because the one was reversed in the underlying energy doesn't mean that person stayed that way. So if there are 2 Queen of Pentacles, it's probably 1 Taurus and 1 Virgo, although it's possible Capricorn as well. But either way, we're getting Empress, and again, if the Queen of Pentacles are 2, one can be the Queen of Pentacles, and the other Queen of Pentacles, reversed or upright, can be the Empress. Although the Empress was upright in this read, as I lose my voice. So the Empress may appear upright sometimes, but may not necessarily be so. So again, that came up in the read the other day, where it was clearly a front for her, when she was just trying to make nice with everyone, so they would kind of be off guard, so then she would have control of the situation. But I wasn't getting any of that negative energy in the read today. So this could be the 3 generations of women. The Empress, the Queen of Pentacles, and a daughter of the Queen of Pentacles who spends all the money, those teens. So but to heal. So they're using it as a crutch or shopping therapy. The Empress connects on a deeper level to heal through saving money. That mom or aunt was the same as the granddaughter when she was a teen. So this could be like a grandmother talking to the grandchild about her mom, that she was the same way as you at that age. but I taught her how to save. She might be like explaining some things about the family to the granddaughter. But again, this can just be the Queen of Pentacles, can be the mother or the grandmother. It might just be two people, but it can be 1, 2, or 3 different people. Okay. So there's crying. So as this person's telling the granddaughter, if that's the situation, crying and purging your mom when she got disciplined, when her feelings were hurt, it's important to take time to heal and forgive. Possibly vomiting after parties or spending all their money, losing their privileges or sovereignty as a punishment. Kids being obstinate and arrogant, thinking they know everything. And as I turn the page, it was 1125, which is about justice, and 25 is the Knight of Wands, which is how the masculine sees himself in this read. So when kids, when they're young, they think they know everything. So a mother or grandmother exposes secrets or cleaning out the family basement and differences between the two sides of the family. So the mother's family and the father's family, and how things are different. Mom's siblings and parents and dad's siblings and parents, etc. This Emperor not speaking well of the King and Queen of Swords, who are strict disciplinarians, but shared the work or disciplining equally, not making one parent the heavy in the situation. And she may even be speaking about herself in the old days when they used to smack their kids all the time. Could be the grandmother talking about her and her husband, that they were very strict, but yet they shared those roles. They didn't make one person or the other the bad one, so that the other could be the good one. So this is coming up for a reason, obviously. So the Empress Grand may be taking, or maybe talking about her and Grandpa in their day, when they were, like I said, were allowed to spank kids, etc. And Mom yelled and Dad made them share. Or one sister was dumped in love and healing now, and the Queen of Pentacles is refusing to be a single mom again. I'm never getting divorced, because they don't want to work. She is only healing her connection or marriage for the money, or they are gossiping that the Divine Feminine only wants the Divine Masculine for the money. So this is coming up as well. But it's clearly coming up as this person does not want to get divorced because they don't want to work. It has nothing to do with the relationship. It's very clearly about money. So the Empress is hung up on the fact that the King of Swords reversed is sharing with the Queen of Swords twin, the Queen of Cups, breaking patterns. So she's coming up as both the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords right here. Breaking patterns and dropping facades, healing and forgiving after being dumped, the Divine Masculine refusing to wake up to the burdens of his marriage, and a Sagittarius female drinker or potion maker spreading rumors about harsh truth of the Knight of Cups offering love to the Queen of Pentacles to complete their world, the seal of Divine Feminine. And this Sagittarius female drinker can be a karmic partner, but it can be a child as well, you know. So the seal Divine Feminine could possibly be a Divine Feminine with 2 grown children, or 1 to 3 came up earlier. Or Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine are coming up here together as Sovereign and Shaman together. Taurus upright, Pisces upright and reversed here, Virgo upright, Sagittarius upright and reversed, Capricorn reversed, Aries upright, and Scorpio upright all came up in this energy here. Soon is the Shadow. This is the Devil card. With an opportunity to find peace, allowing swords to drop out of their back, the masculine, as the Knight of Cups offers love to third party through work. Inspired to be the Fool for the Empress or abundance, and this can very much be the masculine seeing the Empress as his twin, okay? So the Empress as the Queen of Pentacles with daughter, still dependent on her, so he could be seeing his feminine as does he want to take on the responsibilities of not only her but the children involved, or children who are not happy at work, inspired to be free like the Empress and take a leap to abundance, a new calling, a new job, or just excited to visit mom or grandmother. To grandmother's house we go. The King of Swords mom was coming up here. So the Divine Feminine is up ahead, but out in the cold, grounding and integrating the Tower moment of the King of Pentacles, detoxing and speaking out about manifestation and opportunities, and peace, purgatory and twins, finding peace in being the student again, perhaps, suddenly, or masculine with sudden epiphanies now. The divine masculine is coming up as the Knight of Wands with a negative childhood or past, or not getting along with the kids or their twin at the moment. The King of Pentacles is coming up reversed, as well as the High Priestess reversed, both hanging in limbo, or they can both be him, coming clean after being sneaky about manifestation abilities. Or secret is out about family in limbo. Kids may be mad, and divine masculine lost status and money. Or ungrounded and just feeling in limbo with family if they're planning on separating, or if they have but still living together. So this is how the masculine sees himself, as that adept of flames, or the Knight of Wands. Okay, so he means business here. And then around him, or how he is seen, is the starseed, which is like the Fool, taking that leap, but a big bomb drops, okay? To open up the crown of the lotus. For the masculine, stay optimistic. You deserve love, religious factors, so it doesn't have to be about religion. It can be any differences between the masculine and feminine, but that's coming up. And engagement. This relationship's going up to the next level. Around the masculine, or how he is seen, is that Fool dropping a bomb, and it could be on a Leo, or on his own ego, or being strong, taming the beast. Frustrated in deliberations with Leo for a fresh start and leap of faith, possibly a gag order on in deliberation for children involved. Pisces upright and reversed, Virgo upright, Aries upright, Aquarius reversed, and Leo upright were all right in this situation. And then it was 1201. The masculine needs to clear blocks of the Queen of Pentacles. Now which one she might be, not sure. But there could be someone over the loss of a death, or just transformation or a transition. So it was a big struggle, or leaving something behind. Or maybe over-isolating, or now coming out rejected and heartbroken. The masculine may assume that the feminine may come out that way. It may not be true. He needs to clear any blocks or ideas about the Queen of Pentacles. And this could be someone else as well. It doesn't have to be the feminine. But also the idea that maybe she's still purging synchronicities and grounding and integrating her independence. Scorpio upright and Virgo reversed came up right here. Perseverance, abundance, and even more so spiritual partnership comes up for the masculine. The Knight of Pentacles offers something healthy, and the Knight of Cups is offering love. So these are the final cards in the read. So the final, and then the card after the read is the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands shaman, okay? And this very much can be a brother and sister, or a father and a daughter, or a father, or a partner as well, but it'd be a younger one, okay? I was definitely getting up kids here, because they can be both kids, or definitely the masculine with his kids. Let's see here. The King of Pentacles, okay. So the devil, there may be a devil child, so just maybe a child who's kind of out of control, which many of our teenagers can be seen that way at times. So the devil child or Capricorn speaks up. The Knight of, and this could be an adult child too. The Knight of Cups suddenly offers truth to the Queen of Pentacles, sealed divine feminine. So this could be the masculine coming in to offer love. Could be a child as well. Sovereign rising above drama and kid stuff, while the King of Wands shaman detoxes a loss of money. So again, he can be the King of Pentacles as well, or it could be the partner of the King of Pentacles. Legacy, so he's maybe detoxing a loss of money, legacy, or dysfunctional family issues suddenly, with sudden truth coming out. Libra upright, Capricorn reverse, Scorpio upright, and Pisces reverse all came up as energies here. Could be a mother and kids or grandkids, and kids seeing for themselves how the other half lives. So now that kids are older, they may actually see, when you're a little kid, you may think the alcoholic uncle is really funny and fun to have around, but then when you grow up, you realize he's not funny at all, and that it's a big problem, okay? So some of the kids may be growing up and realizing some things about some of their family members, seeing how the other half lives. The Queen of Wands detoxing and wanting to take others down. She may be detoxing this part of her, the vengeful part of her personality, and wanting to take others down. The truth of the King of Cups reversed, who may be emotionally detached and finding happiness on his own now without her. Okay? So mothers and karmics, and that can be a father too of the karmic. Mothers and karmics letting go of grown children and divine masculine partners. The wounded warrior victim mentality, third party, overindulging, gossip, etc. Happy family getting attention for completion of a divorce or of a justice situation, and all of this coming out now. Karmic vengeance and control resolved, as Dungeons and Dragons are actually basements and divine masculines free to take a leap and have a fresh start, as wishes are exposed, as well as arrogance and impatience and anxiety, challenged by working and detox. Queen of Pentacles, Empress and Sovereign and Shaman, King of Wands. 3 generations of Earth, Mother, Gaia, and Sun, Father, energy, life and nourishment. You can't have one without the other. Karma, final judgments may be overturned in a surprise. Burdens released by exposure of them by Empress and challenged by work and details. The Knight of Wands detoxes for a fresh new start with the Queen of Pentacles and kids. Leo free as the bomb drops. Going from control freak to happiness within self. So that's really positive for the masculine. So like I said, I want to tell you the court cards. The Emperor and the Empress I told you were upright. All 4 kings were reversed. The Queen of Swords was reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles was, like I said, there's an upright and reversed Queen of Pentacles, so it could be 2 separate people or one person showing both. But the other 2 queens were upright. All 4 knights were upright again, second day in a row that any young people, young adults, but people on the move, this is really positive energy. And all of the pages as well were upright, except for the Page of Cups was reversed, so that may be a whiny child. But yeah, so kids are like really good today. As well as the Emperor and the Empress. It's the moms and dads in between that are having the issues today, especially the men. Okay, so what do we have? 42. Yeah, so maybe I'll pull a few oracle cards with the read today. See what comes up. Okay, so the Ascension Deck. Before I do that, I'm going to show you the pictures of the read so I don't forget. I apologize if I ever do that. My mind is not what it once was. Alright, so this is the basic read. The basic read for today. And then here's the full read. Okay. Alright, so we have the Ascension Deck here. Take a deep breath. It is June. Where are we today? What date is that? I can't even remember. It's June 15th, 2019. For everyone watching, in the best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Alright, what comes up here? Line feels only beautiful, but loving. So 2 cards fell out, and then I have a couple here to count. The bottom is air, number 12. 12 is the hangman and of wisdom. All we need is the air that I breathe comes up. The 2 cards that came out right away are Orion, which is 18 of the moon, and the full moon coming up on the 17th. And Archangel Metatron's retreat, number 28. And it was just 4428 as we put this card up. So 18 is the 2 of Wands, or the twin flames. So the moon and the twins. And then 4 more cards came up. Neptune, which is 19. I'll show them to you. Neptune 19, which is the sun, so you have the sun and the moon here. Okay. Then we have Serapis Bay, 41. Then we have the Cosmic Heart, which is number 9, the Hermit, which also came up in the read today. 41 is the Ace of Cups. And then 43, which is the Three of Cups, Kuan Yin. Okay. So those 4 came up plus 2. So we have the 2 of the High Priestess, the 4 of the Emperor, and the 6 of Love and the Lovers. So again, the twins. And all we need is the air that I breathe. Okay. So 18, Orion. The great masters of Orion invite you to visit Orion in meditation or sleep to receive a download of cosmic wisdom. This is an honor, so prepare yourself with intention during the day by showering, lighting a candle, playing sacred music, or walking in nature. Then you will receive much spiritual light. Orion is the soul star chakra of the universe. You may find it helpful to ask Archangel Mariel to light up your personal soul star chakra, which is above your head, to facilitate your connection. The affirmation is, I honor the masters of Orion and visit them in my sleep. Also, Archangel Metatron's retreat, number 28. So Archangel Metatron's retreat is above the Temple of Luxor, Egypt, where he holds the ascension energy for the world. He maintains his energy by bringing forward spiritual discipline. He suggests you commit to a spiritual practice if you do not already have one. Luxor is the spiritual throat chakra of Earth. As it ascends, people will communicate higher wisdom and link telepathically with all life forms. You're asked to send love and wisdom to all sentient beings. This card invites you to visit Metatron's retreat in your sleep to accelerate your spiritual growth. The affirmation being, I am visiting Metatron's retreat in my sleep tonight. Okay, so you might want to try that and Archangel Mariel if you'd like to connect with either one. But I'm definitely beginning this week to connect to the higher realms, especially at the full moon, to not feed into the full moon 3D energies, but to meditate and connect with your master. All right, so we have 2, 4, 6, and air, and that's actually 12. So 2, 4, 6, and then double that, 12. So for the past life deck, so we have clear and align. Take a deep breath. Clear and align. Go organic. Okay, so for this June 15, 2019, for everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Okay. This is just for numbers. A lot came out just there. All right, the bottom of the deck is transportation. Okay, so the train's coming in, crossing the 4D bridge. Choo-choo. That letting the steam out, okay? At the full moon, don't forget to let the steam out and not let it build up. That's the underlying energy. These all came out separately. Unrequited love. And she does not look happy. We have orphan reversed. Okay, this is what it looks like upright. And then we have persecution, inquisition reversed also. Okay, that's what that looks like upright. So I'll get into those in a minute. Let me just count these cards first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 again. That's the second time. So we have the underlying of 12 there in the first deck. And the top of this deck is spirituality and religion reversed. Okay. So leaving that behind in the 12 of the wisdom, or just calling it anything specific, will then cause separation or division. So it's just about being good with it all. It has to do with a mother as well, because mother is underneath there. This is just the underlying energy. So we have mother underneath spirituality and religion reversed. All right, so she may not agree with your beliefs, and it may be your mother or the divine masculine's mother or the karmic's mother and how it affects the children. So there may be some issues there as we cross the 4D bridge into 5D. Let's see what these guys, what they have to say. All right, so unrequited love may be between This will be between probably a divine feminine and a mother. So whether it's his mother, her mother, or the karmic mother, there's some kind of issue here. Could also be the karmic as the unrequited love. Alright, so somebody may have felt very alone, like an orphan, or may have been an orphan and felt persecuted in their role as that orphan, or always, as people always assume they were a bad child or doing things wrong, and then maybe coming into this relationship gave them a family and they no longer felt alone anymore. And so now if they're splitting up with their divine masculine, there may be a lot of resentment there, because that was the first time they had family that they could call their own. So that could be specific to someone, but it also could have to do with the kids. Somebody's kids. This mother, though, is not nice. She's very stern and cold. So even if they're not an orphan, they may have felt like an orphan, because this mother always, you know, was like the Inquisition. They're always being blamed for everything. This is how a child is feeling, because the mother was very cold. And this could be a karmic, or it could be a mother coming up. I mean, it could be divine feminine, but that's not usually the feminine's template. Okay, but it could be. But there's definitely problems here between a mother and children. Could be a child siding with the divine feminine as well, who doesn't like their mother, because they're both reversed. Like, you know, the one being persecuted could be the twin, the divine feminine, who's getting along with the child, and the mother's like this. So all sorts of different dynamics there, but that's what's coming up for me. And definitely spirituality and religion is coming up as a part of that, and that could be not only the karmic mother, but the mother of the karmic or the divine masculine, as well as the divine feminine's mother as well. But there's a lot of, so this crap's going to come up now as we cross the 4D bridge. It's like when you're in the midst of crossing the bridge, that wisdom kind of goes out the window, so be careful, because you're ungrounded at that point. So it's saying in transition, so I'm getting the trees reversed and wisdom reversed underneath the train. Okay? So in the midst, or a transition or transformation, you become unwise because you're ungrounded. You don't have access to your normal grounding mechanisms. So that's why it's so important to let out a little bit of steam. So whether that's exercise or just screaming out the window, whatever it is, stay in your lane. Stay focused, away from the fray, the full moon energies. Very much so there. Could be a mother coming to visit as well, or going to grandmother's house. That came up in the read. So it could be sending children on a train to see their grandmother. I actually did that when I was young, when I was 8. I got to go, I was excited because I got to go on the Metroliner. It was all fancy. That was a long time ago. And I dropped my suitcase in the well of the train when I was getting home. Yeah. But I was just with my dad, so it was good. And my grandmother was very loving, but she was an intellectual, so she didn't know what to do with a child. So, and she was a nervous Nelly about everything. She was actually a doctor, which was very unusual back then, right? There were no women doctors. They had very interesting lives. So just because they're cold doesn't mean they're mean. Maybe they just don't know how to be a lovey-dovey type of person, right? Alright, so this is the journey of love. So today is June 15, 2019. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Take a deep breath. I'm still a little clogged up. All right, let's see what we have here. That's just for numbers. All of those. Okay. The bottom of the deck is 50, the cloak, and 50 is the 10 of cups. Okay, which is emotional fulfillment, happy family. That's the underlying energy. I have a lot to count right here. The first card out was 20, Sweet Soul Rising, which is very much about the innocence. Okay, that's also the Judgment of the 20. Two other cards that came out, which I'm not going to read, are Sacred Convergence, which again is number 28, and then 60, which is Riding the Cosmic Wave, and 60 is the Six of Swords, of finding peace. So I'll look at those cards in a minute to see if anything comes up, but Sweet Soul Rising is the one I'll read to you. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So that's the Ace of Wands. And 27 is also a 9, but it's the Ace of Wands, is that new passion. And the card at the top of that pile is 43 again, the Three of Cups, so coming together for new passion. The bride offers herself, coming together for new passion. Let's see what these guys have to say. It's like between the cards I have out here, between the underlying energy, look. I have the underlying energy here with the other cards, right? So it's like here's the feminine over here, and here's the masculine over here, very Jesus-like, and the sacred convergence here in between as they come together. So there may be some kind of like smashing into each other, right? And then above that was the Sweet Soul Rising, which is like the third energy coming out of it, as the bride offers herself. It's like the masculine is right now in deep contemplation, and the feminine is in like deep opening of herself, riding the wave, just going with it, enjoying herself. And 20. Number 20 says, and again 20 is the Judgment card, you may feel lost in your own thoughts and feelings. This is the sweetness of surrender into another world. It's time to dream, to wonder, not to be clear and sharp right at this precise moment. If you have a clear plan, let it become soft and feel your heart open to allowing whatever may be. We might believe that it is through tough action and dynamic assertiveness that we make our way through the world. Yet sometimes the sweetness of the soul rises, and instead we can flow gently with the currents of the cosmic ocean. Unsure of where we are headed, but safe in the truth that all waters naturally return to the ocean, where they are all wanting to go eventually anyway, you can use your own efforts to swim to your destination against the current at times, or you can float on the sweet love of your own soul as it enjoys the privilege of getting to know itself as one with the divine. This oracle brings you guidance now. Surrender and flow. This is not the time to assert your will and try to make things happen. No matter how much you may want to or believe that you should, there is something bigger happening, and everything is going to turn out perfectly according to a far larger plan. That includes your well-being too, beloved. Sometimes we have to let go of our expectations about how that bigger plan will be achieved and just let it happen, trusting that it will actually take place, even without us striving to make it so. This is one of those times, especially now with the full moon. So it's confirming that, right? Let everything go. With innocence I share my heart. a smile expressing with a tear, sweet words and feelings that impart everything that I hold dear. The promise of a blossom high, the air is bathed in fragrant scent. To reach the sun you have to fly. Desire wells with love that's meant. To wait for heaven's soft embrace, a fruit so firm and succulent and spirits connecting. God's promise must remain so chaste, while passion's glow is slowly spent. Such patience born with time's insight, my soul doth burn in embers light, and Savior's fresh and moist and ripe, the gift of love when it is right. Okay? So it's just trusting and allowing, having faith, and enjoying yourself in the meantime. That's the journey. Okay? So make sure to let it go and just allow yourself to float on the air, on the wave. And it reminds me of tubing down the river with my kids last year. You know, if you don't paddle against the current, sometimes you bump into the rocks, and maybe you have to get out and push yourself back in. But it's just allowing yourself to go wherever you're meant to go at this moment. Okay? Make sure you drink your water, stay well hydrated. It was just 10101. Bye. Rise and be love.